Hi guys, it's Tracy from Stampin' Away with Tracy. I want to show you how I created this beautiful monochromatic card. And it is with Pool Party. It opens like this. The sentiment I chose is "You mean so much to me." So let's get started. Now, what I used with this card is the free vellum. Look how pretty it is. Isn't that pretty? It's Pool Party. This is Purple Posy vellum. Isn't that pretty? So translucent and just beautiful. Now that is free with a $50 order, guys, but it'll go fast. So don't delay if you want to order something. Every $50 purchase, you get free item. And if you'd like to receive a catalog, I have a link below. Fill that out and I'll send you a catalog, add you to my email list so you can get more craft ideas, more card and scrapbooking ideas. So the base to this card is Pool Party. It's 4 1/4 by 11 inches and it is scored at 5 1/2 from both ends, so that it makes it right in the middle at scoring at 5 1/2. Sorry. So that is 4 1/4 by 11. And I scored it at 5 1/2 from both ends. Sorry, I didn't mean to be confusing. Then our second layer is going to be this beautiful vellum. Isn't it pretty? It's translucent. It's just beautiful. The next thing we're going to work on our card is we're going to be using our alcohol markers. And we're going to use the stamp set. Let me show you that. The stamp set Forever Blossoms. This is the stamp set with the matching die set. If you purchase this as a bundle, you'll spend $50 and you can get a free item. And the die set has so many. It has this big die, which is this one. It has leaves, which I love leaves. I use those all the time. It just has leaves. It has other flowers. It has 2 leaves here, smaller leaves here and here. So many things you can do with this. So if you get that as a bundle, you'll get a free item. Now, let's talk about alcohol markers. Alcohol markers for Stampin' Up! Are called Stampin' Blends. And you can get them in a combo, and you get like, this is a dark oud olive and a light oud olive. And that comes in a combo, or you can buy them separately. I always buy them in the combo because I really like the light and dark shades. So, what we're going to color our flowers with, I actually stamped this with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. It's in the annual catalog, which is the big catalog. And I stamped it on Pool Party cardstock because I really want to show you what tone on tone, you can really tell a difference when you do tone on tone. I think sometimes when we do tone on tone, we feel like you can't tell that what you've done. You can't see any color because it's a monochromatic, but you really can, and this card will be very dramatic when we're done. So that's why I chose this. Now, when I use the alcohol markers, I kind of move the image that I'm using with the alcohol markers. I'd usually move it around. So that's how I do that. Now I'm a lefty, so I'll be obviously using an opposite hand that you use. And they're very quick, the alcohol markers. And Stampin' Blends, alcohol markers are very forgiving because Stampin' Up! Has made a color lifter pen. Oh my goodness, I love the color lifter pen, because it makes your mistakes go away. And you can't really ask for anything better than that. So those markers are fantastic. And you can just touch them up if you make a little mistake here and there. I usually check mine over after I do mine to see how it looks. And you can use the color lifter to just erase your mistakes. Now, You can also use the color lifter to lift color in a certain portion of whatever you're doing to add a little drama to your product, for your project that you're doing. I'm going to show you how to do that. It's very easy, and it just really adds a lot of interest to it. And I'm almost done. Usually when I do a color, I go ahead and look and see if I made any mistakes, got out of the line any. This is the color lifter. I recommend that you do buy the color lifter when you start collecting the alcohol markers. It's totally worth it. Totally, totally worth it. So let's look really closely. See, I totally went out of the line right here. Totally did. Now, if it doesn't come up on the first time, what you can do is go back over it again with the color lifter. You can use the color lifter more than one time on your paper, but you have to let it completely dry first. You have to put an application of the color lifter on the mistake that you want to erase or the area you want to lift up color from, and let it dry, and then you can add another application of it if you would like. Now, we're going to use the light Oud Olive and do our leaves. And we're going to add a little bit of interest to those leaves also, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So we just have a few leaves to do. But it's fairly simple. Just follow, see how I moved that accidentally? So we'll get the color lifter and we'll fix it. So you don't have to throw your projects away if you've made a mistake. And if you're like me, you make more than one mistake. So this, I just moved my hand, and I'm going to use the color lifter on it right there. That's all you got to do. Let's see, do I see any other mistakes? Maybe one right there. I went out of the line. Okay. Now let that dry. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is, this is also on the card right here, this little piece. And I want to show you that I used the subtle 3D embossing folder. Can you see that? It just gives it a tiny bit of texture. It gives it so much interest, but just by a little bit of texture. And it's very, very, very subtle. And I used this die, the largest die, and these are called Stitched Nest Labels dies. And you can get this in the annual catalog also, the large catalog. Now, when you buy dies from Stampin' Up, they do not come with magnets. I do that myself. So this shows a little bit of interest. It has the stitching around it for some interest. So that's really the next thing that we did. Now, I'm going to use the color lifter one more time. Right there, and it'll lift all the way out. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, maybe right here. Okay. Now, I want to make the middle of my leaves lighter, just for some interest. So I'm just kind of going down the middle of my leaf. And it'll give it a little more interest. It's just very, very subtle, but it does add some interest to your project. Okay, and I want the center of my leaves to be lighter. See this card here? You can just barely see it's just a little bit lighter, and the petals are darker. I hope you all can see that on video. And it's just very simple, but it just adds some interest there, and that's really what it's all about, just layers of interest in your cards. So, you know, it's just very simple. And if you wanted to go over this a second time and really make the color lift more, you can do that. That's just not what I really wanted for this project. But you could do that certainly on yours if that's what you want. I did one more on there and one more here on the color lifter. Okay, There you go. And look how nice that looks. See how nice that looks? Okay, now we're going to let that dry for just a second. And we're going to go ahead and adhere the base. We're going to adhere the vellum. I'm going to show you how you put vellum on. Now remember, vellum is translucent, so if you would use the liquid glue, even though it would dry clear, you could see that. So how you adhere that is your mini glue dots. Now this is available in the catalog, the annual catalog. So don't forget these when you place your order. You just take that, you peel it back, and you just stick it on the vellum. It's just very, very easy. Very easy to do. And you just keep peeling back, and it's got your mini glue dots, and it just adheres there. So this is very quickly. This is not a fancy process. It's very easy to do. And you will not see these glue dots on the vellum. So this is just such a easy idea. Great idea. Whoever invented glue dots. It's got to be a woman, guys. Got to be a woman. So here we go. I did 3 rows with 3 crossed. That's how I did mine. So all of those are on. You want to center it. You want to get it even on both sides. And then you just place it down. Okay, and see how it's stuck? Look at that. You can't get it up. And see how it's stuck and how nice that looks? Okay, so our flower piece is dried, and I want to still layer on some more interest. So we're going to use Wink Stella. Wink Stella, very, very inexpensive. I think it's $9. It lasts forever, and I use it all the time. I love Wink Stella. I love to add a little glitter to flowers. I just think it gives so much interest. And I think it kind of pops when people open your cards and they just notice that it's got a little bit of glitter. I just love that. So I love Wink Stella, and I use it a lot. So these little Wink Stellas last forever. Okay, so I'm going to show you a close-up of that. Look at that. Can you see the shine? I hope you can, because it is so, so pretty. And really, when you put that pool party on there, it just pops off of the pool party paper. You can really tell it's such a difference, and it looks so, so nice. It just looks so, so nice. So I'm going to add a little more to there. See, that part's completely done. So that's fantastic. I love this color lifter for mistakes. Okay, I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to add a little liquid glue. Just takes a little bit. Remember, guys, you don't need a whole lot. A little bit goes a long way with this. Now I'm going to take that off. There we go. So, now, we've got our liquid glue on there. We've got our nest die here. We did emboss it. And I want to put it right there. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere this to our card base. So just put some glue on. You could also pop this up on Stampin' Dimensions if you want to. And if you wanted to add it a little more dimension, you certainly could do that. Now, see how that's on there? How nice that is? Now, our sentiment is, you mean so much to me. So what we're going to do is, we're going to put some Stampin' Dimensions on that because I really want that to be seen. And I want people, when they open it, to really realize what the greeting is. So I think people would love this card. I think that we card makers underestimate the power of our handmade cards and how much people do appreciate them. So don't forget to, don't hoard back these beautiful cards you make. Send them to your friends, to your neighbors, family. Okay, so we're going to put this right here. Okay, and that's really pretty just like that. But you know what? We're going to add a little to it. And I'm going to show you how. And it's going to be really, really easy. So look how pretty that is. It's just so pretty. So we're going to add some pearls, basic pearls. These are in the annual catalog. You're going to take your pick tool. Now this take your pick tool is kind of multifunctional. It has a poker on the other end, and this has the little spatula. Then on this end, you take this off. Well, you don't take the whole thing off like I just did. This screws in, and you can pick up your little gems and beads with that. So we're going to get our scooper here. This is what I call it, my little scooper. We're going to get our scooper, and we're going to put a pearl in the middle of each flower. And I say each flower like there's a ton. There's only 3. So I shouldn't. I don't know what's wrong with that little thing. There you go. Everything happens when you're doing video, guys. I'm telling you. It'll work every time till you got a video. There you go. Then you just get it up here. And you just slide it over. Look how easy that is with your take your pick tool. I love the take your pick tool. I lied. There's 4 flowers. I said 3. There's this one. Now, I also just added a couple pearls here in the corner. And I just thought it added a little more interest. You certainly don't have to. If you don't like that, don't do it. I just love pearls. I love Wink Stella, and I love pearls. So there you go. Look at that. And whoops. Let's put it back on. I must not have put it down good. There we go. Look how pretty that is. Anyone would be so happy to receive that card. Isn't it pretty? I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget, the celebration is over at the last day of March, 31st of March, 2020. So be sure and put your orders in so you can get your free items. Thanks, guys. I hope everyone has a great day.